Even the most colorful heroes can have some of the blackest hours. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 darkest moments in Power Rangers. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be recounting the Ranger scenes that gave us all a sinking feeling in our stomachs. Whether by tragic events, grim undertones, or just the sense of all hope being lost, these moments gave the Rangers that extra edge you'd think a series with such a campy concept couldn't have. If you haven't been catching up, there will be spoilers. Number 10. Lord Zedd in the Command Center. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Greetings, my friends. Isn't anyone going to ask me how my trip was?
It's been a rough week for the Rangers. A powerless Kimberly's been kidnapped, and her life force is being drained away. Worst of all, it looks like the only way to save her is to negotiate with Lord Zedd in the command center. Reluctantly, they teleport Zedd in, and he tells them his demands. They either work for him or risk Kimberly's life.
All right, Power Rangers, this is your dilemma. You agree to pilot my new fleet of Zords and do all my evil bidding.
Of course, the Rangers win in the end, but the dimly lit ambiance really adds to the grimness of the situation. The Rangers' most deadly enemy in their base, rubbing salt in their wounds, and gambling with their dear friend's life, still think Zedd lost his edge after getting married? Number 9. Master Org destroys the Wild Zords. Power Rangers Wild Force.
I finished off your parents, and I enjoyed every single minute of it.
You'd think Master Org did enough damage when he killed Cole's parents, but he's not done yet. He later evolves into an all-powerful Org beast, easily beating the Rangers back, teleporting himself onto the Animarium, and hunting the Wild Zords almost effortlessly. The Zords won't give up though, and at one point it almost seems like they've beaten him, but it's all in vain. Master Org mercilessly slaughters the Wild Zords one by one, and the Rangers can only watch in horror as their dearest friends, and their powers, perish. Acting completely alone, one vengeful doctor became the Org that nearly brought about the Rangers and mankind's extinction, without breaking a sweat.
Your Wild Zords are finally extinct, and soon you and the whole human race will be gone as well!
Number 8. The Dark Wish. Power Rangers Mystic Force.
Are you trying to mess with me? What? You don't remember how the darkness took over?
The Rangers have been becoming dependent on their magic, to the point where they start looking for magical shortcuts. They try to use Genji to fight a battle for them, but Imperius captures him, and makes one fateful wish.
I wish there were never Mystic Force Power Rangers! No!
The world is then thrown into a monochrome nightmare where the Mystic Force Rangers never came to Briarwood. Darkness has its grip over the land, and all the good magic is gone, including the Rangers' powers. What's worse, the Rangers still retain all their memories, forcing them to remember how this was all they're doing, and serving as a mocking reminder of what happens when you take what you have for granted.
This is horrible!
They've taken over the whole city, and there's nothing we can do about it.
The world belongs to the forces of darkness!
We failed.
Number 7. Lord Drakkon's backstory. Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
So many Rangers. So much potential. Squandered.
The Boom Studios comics add a new sense of depth to the campy Mighty Morphin seasons, especially with the introduction of its new villainous ranger, Lord Drakkon. In an alternate timeline, Tommy Oliver, scared and confused after escaping Rita's influence, was easily swayed back into joining the evil Empress's cause, helping to speed up her global takeover. In the final battle, Jason has to become the White Ranger to even the odds, but Tommy took the powers for himself, morphing into a green/white hybrid ranger, and killing Jason. From that day on, Tommy ruled his world with an iron fist as Lord Drakkon, showing us what could have been if he never joined the team.
When they're powerless and alone, they will realize the truth. They could have been gods.
Number 6. Alex's death. Power Rangers Time Force. Time Force tackled many tough issues, such as racism and unclear futures, all after killing off a Red Ranger in the season premiere. In the year 3000, Alex is the Red Time Force Ranger, and Jen's fiancé. He helps capture the mutant criminal, Ransik, but when Ransik escapes, Alex pursues him, only to be struck down right in front of Jen's eyes. Alex passes in his fiancé's arms, making her promise to keep chasing Ransik no matter what.
You and me.
Forever.
Alex mysteriously returned later on, possibly due to the changing timelines, so Jen should be happy, but it's clear he isn't the same man she fell in love with anymore.
Mystery's already shifted. And I'm here to set it back on track.
Number 5. Trakeena's attack on Terra Venture. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Trakeena, you've attached bombs to every single Stingwinger?
Exactly.
Trakeena was already fueled by vengeance against the Rangers, but when she inadvertently fuses with the treacherous Deviant, she becomes malicious and unhinged. She stages an all-out assault on Terra Venture by turning her army of Stingwingers into suicide bombers that'll destroy everything they come near, including several buildings and 2 Megazords. After the 9/11 attacks, the series had to cut back on the citywide destruction scenes, and even heavily edit certain scenes from Time Force that even remotely resembled the tragic event. Lost Galaxy gets a pass since the finale aired in the 90s, but we guarantee that something like this wouldn't fly if made in a post-9/11 world.
This is a disgrace. Trakeena's destroying her whole army. This time she's gone too far.
Number 4. Rito destroys the Thunder Zords. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Alpha! We're outnumbered and we're taking a beating! We need more power!
When Mighty Morphin wanted to change the status quo, they really went all out. Rita's bumbling brother, Rito Revolto, has arrived, and despite his dim-witted behavior, he gives the Rangers a thorough beating. He leads an ambush of monsters that pushes the Thunder Megazord and White Tiger Zord to their limits. After one too many fatal blows, it's all over. The Rangers' power gives out, and the Megazords explode and literally fall apart, piece by piece. The Zords going to pieces is actually unexpectedly gruesome. Their limbs and heads fall off, wires jut out, and the Rangers can only watch in horror as their best weapons crumble before their very eyes. Number 3. Zordon Sacrifice. Power Rangers in Space.
You are not evil.
With the possibility of the series ending for good, In Space took itself very seriously, especially in the season finale. The stakes have never been higher, as every then major Ranger villain begins an all-out war across the universe. On a lighter note, Andros finally finds the missing Zordon on board Astronoma's ship. The Sage knows what can save the universe, but the price is fatal.
You can stop it from happening.
How? Tell me!
Shatter my energy tube.
No!
With no options left, Andros is forced to shatter Zordon's energy tube, destroying the mentor that had been like a father to so many, and unleashing an energy wave to wipe out the invasion. Thankfully, the series ended up continuing, so Zordon's sacrifice was not in vain.
But Zordon, what's going to happen to you?
I will be gone, but my spirit will forever live in all that is good.
Number 2. Kendrix's death. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. The Psycho Rangers are back in town, but together, the Galaxy and Space Rangers easily defeat them all, except for Psycho Pink. Using the Savage Sword, she stabs Cassie's Morpher, which causes a devastating energy storm that threatens to destroy both Terra Venture and Cassie. In one brave effort, Kendrix rushes in and destroys the sword, but takes the full impact of the blast. With her actress's health ailing behind the scenes, there was only one proper way to write Kendrix out, as the hero who gave her life for her friends and colony, and the first main ranger to die on the battlefield. Fortunately, Kendrix mysteriously returns to life in the finale.
Kendrix? I knew you'd make it here.
Before we unveil our most sullen ranger moment, here are a few honorable mentions.
Unfortunately, the future isn't very accepting of imperfection. I was shunned by everyone who saw me an outcast.
I can save him for a price.
Please.
Simply trade your humanity for an eternity in the netherworld.
Number 1. RPM as a whole. Power Rangers RPM.
What if there are people still out there, sir?
Then heaven help them, because we can't.
Anything from RPM could have taken up half of this list, so why not count it as a whole? To start with, the season is set in a dystopian future where the world's become a wasteland ruled by the Venjix computer virus and his robot army. The virus destroys the lives of many humans and forcefully enhances some with cybernetic implants to use this as minions.
Master, shall I initiate the upload on subject D44?
Of course.
What was once an attempt to get payback at a corrupt government facility turns into an accidental doomsday device created by us.
A wireless upload of the Kendrix virus. It's a self-aware, self-generating computer virus. Meet Project Kendrix.
To top it all, the season ends with the ambiguous feeling that Kendrix may still be alive. Would you believe the original Sentai was way more lighthearted?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.